Diane, I'm listening to a podcast, Black Lodge Trivia Night. I've never heard so many game aspirations in my life.
All right, everyone, welcome back in the saddle. It's been I wouldn't say a rocky start to the new year, but we've just had we've had other things going on and weddings and all kinds of other stuff that's kept us plenty busy. But finally, we're back to Cyberpunk Red Episode 2 of A Night at the Opera. I will say, we're touting this as a Night at the Opera from the Cyberpunk Red Tales of the Red supplement, but this is obviously adjusted quite a bit. Same structure, but the whole premise of how you got the job and stuff. So if someone's like, "Whoa, I'm going to go play Night at the Opera and buy that book," because wow, this is amazing, just know we're taking some liberties.
You should also go buy Midnight Melodies. That's
that's
a big takeaway.
Inspiration there.
Buy that too.
Yeah, if we keep this going as an ongoing thing, I want it to be Cyberpunk Red does Midnight Melodies. Is the long-term goal.
That's an awesome combination. Yeah.
But how are you, Art?
I'm doing okay. I lost everything in a fire, but that's 2024. Am I right? No. Yeah, everything's good.
Good.
Yeah, can't complain. Good holidays, busy, but same old.
Well, before we play Cyberpunk, we have a little business to take care of. I have some trivia tonight if you'd like a break, or I'm sure you came prepared. My trivia is not that good.
And I'm not that good at trivia, so why don't we give yours a shot?
Okay. What cast member of Twin Peaks worked on Star Trek II: The Wrath of Khan?
Ooh. Star Trek II: The Wrath of Khan and Twin Peaks.
Yep. There's a link there. They were not an actor.
Oh, not an actor. Oh, okay. Nope. Okay.
They were a crew person.
Like a writer or director or
nope.
No. Editor.
Nope.
Cinematographer.
Nope.
Costumes.
Nope.
Fluffer.
First assistant camera person.
First Jan de Bon.
Catherine Coulson, aka the Log Lady.
Oh! She was on the crew of Wrath of Khan?
She was the first assistant camera. Assistant camera, Catherine Coulson.
That is crazy. I never would have guessed it.
Yeah, that was kind of her next big thing. She did Twin Peaks, Firewalk with Me, but then it's kind of not really anything. She did show up in one episode of Portlandia and one episode of Psych, of course, the Dueling Spires Psych episode, which is amazing. But really, just random credits, and of course, first camera on Wrath of Khan.
That is a good deep cut. I like that. That is, I gotta say, it was so. One of the hardest things about watching Twin Peaks: The Return was seeing all the old cast, in sort of the present day, because, she was quite ill. I think.
So was Sheriff Truman, of course. He was very sick when they filmed, and that's why what's his name had to step in to play Sheriff Truman's brother. Right.
And was it the doctor or was it Fish in the Percolator? One of them was, I think it was Doc. I think he made an appearance via Zoom or something, but he wasn't doing well. It's just, it was good to see all of them, but it was heartbreaking to see them as well. But
so Catherine Coulson did not only serve as assistant camera for Wrath of Khan, she served as assistant camera for another David Lynch piece. Any guess at? I mean, there's no it's not obvious or anything. Any guess at what else she worked with David Lynch on?
Dune.
Eraserhead.
Oh, going all the way back. Oh, yep. Interesting.
Yep.
Wow. Good for her. There from the get-go.
What is, and finally to wrap it up. So I found these on YouTube and I thought some were pretty fun. Some of them were just what letters under Laura's fingernails? What does Dougie yell when he's gambling?
I have no idea.
Hello.
Oh, really?
Yeah. He's on the slot machines in the return. And he just hello. And then he keeps hitting it, right? Like he
Yeah.
gets attracted to the light and then he goes like the winning one or whatever. Hello. Yep.
At some point, I don't know if Patrick's ever going to get there, but I'd love to talk the return.
Oh my gosh, the return's so good.
I confess, I was for the first half of it. I'm like, I'm not sure about this. And then for the back half,
I wasn't sure what they were doing with Agent Cooper. That was the only deal.
And then it starts to come, and you're like, oh, it's on, and then it just all comes together. And then once it got past like a tipping point, and I saw what they were doing and how they're going to start bringing it all together, I was all in, baby.
I actually agree 100%. There was a lot of things that are like, what are they doing? Like, what are they doing with Audrey?
Right.
Why is Michael Cera this weird, like, motorcycle gang kid that's Andy and what's her name's?
The son.
Yeah. But there was a lot, but you're right. It comes together quite well and does most everything you want.
Yes, absolutely. So good.
So good and weird. But all right. Before we play Night at the Opera, I think we need a little disclaimer. Art's handyman, repairman is brilliant. Drywalled over a smoke detector that the batteries are low on. So if you hear some chirping tonight, Art is aware.
And I apologize. But I can't punch holes in the wall. Turn it off. It's so dumb. To their credit, it was in a weird spot. At the same time, to my lack of, I just assumed they would take it down before they walled up the, and that was not the case.
Have we checked for any like cats or anything back there, like on Always Sunny or anything like that? Cat gets behind in the drywall. Well, you might want to be careful when you cut a hole out to go finally replace that like your cat doesn't crawl in there.
One of my kids.
Yeah.
God damn it! You're 17 years old. No. Get out of the drywall.
How did you even get in there?
Right.
Like, the hole is the size of a smoke detector. How is this happening?
Right. Oh man. So yeah, I apologize. It's one of those stories where I'm like, it's 1:30 in the morning, and all of a sudden it beeps, and I'm like, God damn it. Okay, so I go, and I'm like, okay, I replaced all the batteries of these smoke detectors. I know that's not the thing. I'm testing them. It's 1:30 in the morning, and then finally I take them all down and put them in another room, and it beeps again, and I'm like, oh, you son of a bitch. That smoke detector that was up behind the rafter thing, I was like, I didn't take it down, and clearly they either saw it and didn't care, or they didn't see it. And I was just like, oh my God. And then I Googled it. It's like, oh, it lasts 6 weeks. And that was about 10 weeks ago. So I'm in for it, baby.
Now you're committed.
I don't even hear it anymore.
The second the handyman comes out and shows up and you pay him his service call fee, it stops chirping.
Yeah. Well, honestly, to be fair, we've just decided we'd rather go psychotic and break than punch holes in the wall after all the construction. We're like, we're not doing that anymore. Yeah. So again, apologies because it's that stupid.
Nice. Hopefully it's not one of those ones that are like hardwired in and it's like only chirping to remind you that like the battery backup is low.
That's what it is. It's purely a battery operated one, and the battery's dying. So it's just a matter of.
I just like hope there's not like juice in it for like 10 years. Like that's what I'm saying. Like there's not a power cord for like
no
forever life.
There's definitely not.
You hope.
Yeah. Right. No, I'm the one who changed the battery, and I know it completely separates. There's no hard wiring, so it's just a matter of how long it takes to goddamn die.
Love it. All right, let's play some Cyberpunk.
Definitely.
Playing Cyberpunk Red, which is a pretty fun system, D10. If you haven't listened, you can go back to episode 0 to get an introduction to Ellis. You can go back to episode 1 to see what we are up to tonight. But Ellis and his partner, if you will, have been hired by the Reaper to look into some missing persons, and here we are. We're at the opera. We left off with a man in a black suit and a black top hat standing in the doorway, ushering you inside. So you can come see the sights of amazement from an age long since lost You will see wonders that will astonish come all. And it is a reminder, the security kind of working here, you found out that both officers have vampires installed, which are synthetic things.
Right. And I misremembered what they were, and you were describing them as something that actually could deliver injections. They could be weaponized. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. They're not cosmetic alone all the time, so they could be tough enough to be lethal for sure.
All right, and this was us heading into the official Philharmonic Vampires gathering, right? We weren't reconning anymore. This was it.
Yeah, this is it. This is the night at the opera with the Philharmonic Vampires. Are you heading in?
Yeah, I checked the fact that, oh shit, those guys have weaponized teeth, and I turn to Sing, and I kind of give him like the, check that out. I want him. I'm not the meat shield, right? I'm not the fighter. I don't know if Sing. I picture Sing being more of the physical type, and so I register. Hey, check that out. These guys are more than just armed, and so the kind of like stay frosty as we make our way in.
So like as the guy welcomes everyone in, these there's like burlesque figures and dancers and waiters and waitresses, and like Sing's already grabbing a like a big dark red goblet of wine off a serving tray. He's like, that's fine.
And I just like Sing, just be careful. You spent last night unconscious, so.
Yep. Down the hatch.
Nice. And I sort of take a look. Is this sort of like pure cyberpunk debauchery? Is it like what I'm expecting, flashing lights, techno, like people dancing in fenced-in cages kind of thing? Or is it more subtle? Is it...
You're not terribly... I gotta give you vision. Let me... turn off token vision for this one. That work? Token vision save changes.
Oh, nice. Look at that. Whoa.
So it's not quite to that like level, like people in cages and things like that. But behind this host, as I mentioned, there's burlesque figures, and there's maybe one vamp or vampire looking dude or dudette at the door scanning tickets, but no one's checking for weapons or anything like that. As you walk by, they flash a pearly set of fangs and enjoy the show. And the lobby is kind of, before you kind of walk into this main hall area, it's these long flowing red drapes, and you hear this kind of blend of techno orchestral music playing from the main hall. But everything outside is decorated with like red velvet. Besides the main doors, there's twin burlesque dancers performing. Their skin is the whitest skin, just ghostly white. And in unison they say, "Please be seated. Show's about to begin." And as you walk into the main auditorium, all of the seats are covered with like plastic drop cloths.
Okay. Now, is there any believable way for us to sort of hang towards the back so we can sort of see over everything? Or is it really like we're going to stand out if we don't take a seat?
Yeah, no. So one thing you could do, turn token vision back on here. You could head up to the bar. If you wanted to like kind of like, the bar is open as the pre-performance music kind of winds down. You head in through like side main doors, and you head up the stairs up to this bar area, and the lights in the bar dim down as the performance is about to begin. But if you go up there, you can kind of see everything.
Okay. And then sort of my first instinct is like, let me try and scope the crowd for women that seem to be the right age. And then I'm starting to probably realize they're everywhere.
Yeah. Yeah. There's all kinds of like super attractive co-eds, male and female, all over each other. You can see there's like a bunch of college kids that are like just hyped up and already just like, they've heard the rumors, right? Like this is a wild, trippy vampire performance.
Okay.
And so all of a sudden, Swan Lake, like a techno version of Swan Lake, starts to serenade as everyone finds their seat. The lights dim and the show begins. And it's a weird kind of production of Dracula, like classic horror Dracula mixed with cyberpunk shit.
Nice.
And so there's naked performers that kind of walk around as everyone watches the show, and they're like flinging fake blood. Everyone in the audience.
Okay, so again, I feel like I'm probably seeing a lot of cyber.
Oh yeah, sure.
So let me trying to think. Do I just do a cool roll? I want to see how I'm handling the overall vibe, because again, if you don't remember, my character is not comfortable with cyber because my first girlfriend was lost to cyber psychosis, and ever since then I've had issues with heavy amounts of cyber.
That's a good question. What skill would that be? Just as a quick reminder, this is both Art and I's first time playing this system.
Yeah, so
good question.
Can you just do a cool roll, or is it skills might have more going on? No, you want to do a skill because it adds the stat to it.
Let's see. Personal
endurance. What's endurance? It doesn't come up. Let's see. There's also. Well, that's
I think it'd
body.
be something under social, but I'm not seeing anything under social that. You either give me an acting or just a cool roll, I guess, because none of these really fit.
Let's make it an acting roll just to see if I can look like I'm not losing my shit.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe a blend of keeping it together as well as like fitting in like you're supposed to be here.
Right. Because I would have like, how are you doing, fellow teens? I don't want to.
Yeah. Like a little burlesque dancer comes around and he hands you a synthetic silk handkerchief, and is like getting ready. It has like a gosh, I can't think of. Basically, a twig, a stem, like a pine. Why can't I think of the name that you like fling holy water off of? The tree limb.
I know what you mean. Yeah.
Anyways, like is getting ready to dip that in blood and like looks at you like you guys don't really feel like you belong. So give me an acting roll. Oh, there you go.
There you go. It's a 12, which is not great, I think.
So like maybe what happens is, and this guy has all kinds of. He's got the vampires installed, and he's got these cybernetic eyes that just make him look like super bloodshed, but then like maybe does something weird with his pupils. And instead of like thinking like, oh, this guy's a narc or a cop or anything, the guy just like leans into making you uncomfortable.
Oh yeah,
and he's just like, first time, and then he runs like it's gonna drive me nuts that I can't think of. Tree branch to fling holy water. He just rubs that like down your face.
And yeah, knowing that I'm already caught as someone who's not comfortable here, I try not to give in, but it's clear that I'm like I'm turning away from it just slightly, but trying not to lose too much control. And I imagine Sing's looking at me like, Jesus, bro, I can't take you anywhere.
Yeah, Sing's already like letting a couple, maybe other performers, like he's laying back like on a booth, and they're just like wringing out his handkerchief of fake blood over the top of him. He's just like, relax.
And so I let them do their thing. If once they're done, they step away.
Yeah.
I'm just like saying, look, man, you're not wrong, but we got a job. Don't forget that as you're getting fluffed by, gallons of blood.
And in the meantime, like, people are on stage and there's like, it's interpretive acting, right? Like, there's nothing. You look up there and there's just like someone being like crucified with all kinds of like blood just continuously pouring over them, and it's symbolic of something, but you've completely lost the thread. It's like, what are we going to find out in the middle of the show? What could happen? And of course, as soon as he says that, you hear a voice from the back. Hey, you two can't be back here. You need to get the hell. And then bang, bang. 2 gunshots ring out through the entire auditorium. And all of a sudden, chaos just breaks out as people quickly realize that the gunshots aren't part of the show. And they begin to stampede out of the auditorium.
Okay.
And all of a sudden, the performance stops. And the lights to, like, all the pyrotechnics and the kind of like the overhead lights, they're cut off. And before it gets kind of dark, you see 2 figures kind of burst through the stage, like from the backstage area out through the screen, and they end up on stage. One of them is wearing long, flowing brown robes, and the other one's dressed up as sort of like a clown almost, but like a cyberpunk clown, not like Bozo the Clown. But it has like loads and loads of cyberware.
Yeah. Okay. Is it weird that we're still here? Like, I assume when gunshots went off, maybe we took cover somewhere. But
it's not weird. You're like kind of stuck in here.
Okay.
Like the gunshots ring out, and there's only like one door out. Like, this old opera building is not up to code, folks. And so everyone is just like crammed in that door, and maybe you tried to move that way, and maybe you're like still stuck up here at the bar as like people are now taking cover because like the guy with the clown looking guy is now just like firing in the air. And you see a couple of vampires run out from the back, like the back hallway, and maybe they have guns. And as soon as they come down the stairs, the guy in the robes like twirls around and with 2 guns in his hand, just like pop, pop, and just drops both of them instantly.
Oh, now the security outside with the teeth, are any of them rushing in? Are any of them reacting? Is that
no one? Like, even if they were trying to rush in, there's so many people stampeding out the door that they wouldn't be able to get in.
Okay, and sorry,
no one's coming yet.
Who just got dropped?
Like 2 kind of like vamp looking dudes in suits that you can think maybe were security, ran from backstage down the steps, and as they came down the steps, the guy in the robes shot him.
Got it. Okay.
So before you tell me what you're gonna do, let's roll initiative.
Nice. All right. Very nice. Okay. Yeah. Put this over here, I guess. Yeah. Do you want to? Is it on the character sheet, or is it part of like the combat tracker? Or
I don't know if I can. Oh, whoops! I didn't mean to hit that one. So no, just roll your. So you should be able to, from your character sheet, to roll initiative, but if not, it's a reflexes plus a D10.
Okay. Fight. And again, for the listeners, watchers, part of this is, obviously playing the systems, but I think it's also sort of, at least for me, exploring the VTT angle of it too. So I like,
which is very good. If you
Yeah.
don't remember like how you load ammo and all the cool stuff you can do in this module, if I set up an encounter, but I've never done that before.
Okay. Yeah, the VTT is very good, and I personally like figuring out the inner workings of
Sure.
playing the game on a VTT personally. So yeah, I'm not seeing on my fight tab anything for initiative,
Okay.
unless it's something else.
Nope, I don't. So.
But yeah, it's a reflex plus 1d10.
Yep.
So if I click reflex, we'll do a reflex plus 1d10. So I rolled poorly. Reflex of a 6 rolled a 3, so I got a 9.
Oh, Sing failed terribly.
Oh, wow, yeah. Holy cow.
So he got a 5, and then 3, 7. Okay, so it will be 10. It'll be these two guys. So assuming that Ellis and Sing are still like they take cover by the bar and they're kind of overlooking the chaos. And maybe a couple other security guys pop out and the guy in the robe drops both of them. And then the clown kind of steps forward and leaps off the stage
Okay.
and just starts laughing. And it's like maybe someone runs by him and he just opens fire on them and mows them down. So they're not really quite aware of your presence yet. But so we're both kind of hankering up by the bar, but Sing kind of looks, and Sing is like covered in fake blood, so he just looks ridiculous. And maybe you look at him, you're like a little concerned. He's like, "It's fine, nothing's hit me. What's the play? What are we doing?"
And so I'm looking at that. Are people still stampeding out?
Yeah. Like now, like there's so many people just like cowering by the door. And the clown-looking guy like slowly turns to look at him.
And I'm looking at Sing, and you tell me if this is too much. Does he look like he could be a dead body? Does he have that kind of blood on him?
A little bit. Also, he's like he cannot hear you. He's like trying to yell at you, but you have the cyber audio suite, right?
I do, I think, yes.
Yeah. So like you're getting a readout that it's blocking all kinds of just like loud overstimulating noises, which you're getting like the chaos, the screaming from everyone in this room is so intense that it's blocking out a good amount. Sing does not have that, and it seems to really be like he's a little bit out of his element. He's taking a little bit aback, whereas like some of the chaos isn't quite affecting Ellis as much.
Got it. Okay. Okay, cool. So I'm trying to give him like JSOC, hand signals. I'm trying to tell him like, hey, Overwatch, cover me. I'm going down.
Okay.
And with that, I would start to move to, I guess, stage right. I don't know. I'd start moving up.
Okay.
To
so you have for the listeners at home, how it works is you have a move and an action when it's your turn, and how Cyberpunk works is you either move yards, which is like twice your move points, but since we have grids in this game, you move a number of squares equal to your move.
Right. And so far I've moved 3, and then I'm going to start. Do you want to do diagonals differently or just count diagonals as 1?
No, just count diagonals as 1.
So then I would sort of move there. I'm trying to get behind this couch. There's a staircase just ahead of me, on the other side of this L-shaped couch. I'm trying to get to those staircase down and to see what I can do.
Yeah. So I'm going to say for now, like Sing kind of moves up and moves like to the edge of the balcony, but he's also still kind of taking cover to look down. And he kind of points over to you and he holds up 2 fingers. Or he does like the whole eye thing, like 2 fingers. I see 2, and he just like points to his ears, like just like trying to express that it's really loud in there.
Right. Okay. Let me see something really quickly.
Yeah.
I have a subdermal pocket. So that's to carry things. I'm trying to see what my agent. So first thing I do is I pull out my agent.
Uh-huh.
And I know I have a lot of interactivity with the agent, like through voice commands because of my audio package. But in this case, what I want to do is I want to get a picture of these assholes. I pull my phone out, I zoom in real quick and try and get as clear a shot of their faces as I can.
Okay.
And, sorry. I didn't know if you wanted me to roll anything or if it was worth it. I don't know.
No, let's just say let's say you get it. I should just be able to. I might have to blow these up by making a token real quick.
Just to make it inconspicuous, I take the picture like a selfie. Just chaos behind me, like, hey. Not really.
Let's see. Should be able to just drag. Okay. Can you...
Oh, yeah, look at that.
Okay, so that's the clown-looking dude.
Oof.
And there's the guy in the ropes. I'll get rid of those so they're not just like on the screen the whole time. But yeah, so like a significant amount of, and as you zoom in on the guy in the ropes, you see the cross and everything like that. But you also get a sense of like you see kind of the beard and goatee on him, but you see like the reddish hint to him. I don't know. They both just look at you're kind of like, who are these freaks? Yeah, if I move them up here, you can probably see them better.
And out of curiosity, does one seem subservient? Is one like one guy jumped off the stage, but is it because he's like okay for him to get killed, or is it because he's in charge?
That it's just maybe he's like a little more unhinged. Whereas the little bit you've seen of the guy in the robes, he's been very intentional in everything he does. He's killing people. Don't get me wrong, but it's been one shot, one kill. Very, all of his movements are serving a purpose, meaning he's not unhinged. He's very serious. Whereas this like clown freak is just like laughing and just like spraying his gun around.
Got it. Is there anything I don't know if this is possible to use like a streetwise roll or something like that. Is there anything I would recognize wardrobe and style? Anything I would recognize about the red robes and the cross as like, oh, that's a Seventh-day Adventist?
Huh.
Is it like an outfit? Is it a specific recognizable outfit?
That's a good question. I don't believe so. I'm just checking. Flipping.
And
I would say no.
Okay, cool. And then one thing I definitely want to do, once I know I've got sort of as clear pictures if I'm going to get at their faces, I fire that off to Radius, our hacker.
You know what? Why don't give me a streetwise roll? There may be a little bit of information on them.
Okay, cool. Yeah, one sec. Let's see. $18. That's not bad.
Yeah, it's not bad. You recognize these guys. You do exactly recognize like these are gang. I wouldn't say cuts, but like these are gang get-ups. You recognize the guy in the robes is like an inquisitor, and the clown-looking dude is something called like the clowns.
Okay.
The interesting part is those aren't necessarily gangs that work together.
I was just about to ask that. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So something's going on where at least these two in particular seem to have this unholy alliance going on.
You nailed it exactly. Yes.
Okay. And so I fire off the photo to Radius, and I cut him in through a call. I'm like, God damn it, Radius, I need you to tell me everything you can about these two people. I need you to tell me anything you can tell me about what's going on, police channels, about the Philharmonic. I need that information stat right now.
Yeah, and Radius is like, yeah, there's all kinds of heat right now. I'm getting all kinds of chatter. Also, it is loud as hell where you're at. Oh boy, this guy has some serious cyberware. How are you holding up? Or maybe I shouldn't have told you that. Okay, the guy in the back, I'm not getting anything on him. Looks, you probably already know this, but looks like an Inquisitor. No cyberware. Yeah. They're both packing heat. Look, I'm picking up a lot of chatter. What's going on in there?
I'm telling you, man, these two people, one looks like a clown, one looks like an Inquisitor. I don't know what they're doing working together. They're shooting the shit out of this place.
And shots ring out and shit.
Yeah, and then I pause for a minute as I sort of crouch behind it, and I'm like, can you get visual in here? Are there cameras you can hack? Is there anything you can do to get intel on this place?
I'm on it. I'll do what I can. And so we'll go to the top of the order, and the clown is just causing like chaos, right? I mean, they're not doing anything. And whereas the Inquisitor type fellow is like hunting down the staff, the vampire staff.
Oh, interesting.
And
okay.
Then it goes back to you.
You said I only saw 2 exits.
One exit.
Sorry, one exit. Yeah.
One exit, two bad guys.
Okay. I look over at Singh. Is he just still overwatching?
Yeah, he's like, I don't know. You tell me, do you and Singh have comms? I would imagine you do, but I'll leave it up to you.
Yeah, I would assume we do, especially since I have an audio package. But so I feel like mine would be pretty effective. On his end, I don't know.
Okay. It maybe he like yells. Unfortunately, it's so loud, like the other people don't hear it up. But he's like, just say the word.
And I'm looking at him now. I was just looking at his cyberware. I know he's got a cyber eye, but it didn't seem to have any low light kind of stuff.
Yeah, he's got teleoptics. There's still some light coming from the stage. Like he can see these guys. It's kind of dark where you're up. I know I've got like the blue lights on up there, but like,
right.
Remember those lights were dimmed before the performance. So most of the light, there's some light pouring out from this kind of back hallway that you're seeing where it's kind of lit up, and then there's still 2 like main like drop down lights, like a imagine it's like a sheet of Christmas lights, almost like just like dangling lights there that are putting off a good amount of light on the stage.
Okay. This is sort of a dark question. Where is the closest dead body to me, roughly, would you guess?
Probably at the bottom of the stairs. I don't think anyone up by the bar has been hit by you.
Got it. Okay.
Or hit by them.
All right. So if it's back to me, I'm going to keep making my way 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to make my way to the staircase, keeping my head down.
Yep.
Making sure, trying not to attract attention, seeing when like they're looking one way, and then that's when I make my move.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, they don't seem to be right now. They don't seem to be noticing you. There's just too much going on. You do anything else, or are you just creeping along still?
Still creeping along. If you want to roll for it, that's I'm happy to do that. But mostly,
I think that's fine. I think there's enough chaos. I mean, like I said, it's so loud in there. I've completely forgotten how the. So Singh will come on comms, and he just says, "Should I take a shot?"
And I'm looking at him like, how confident do you think? You think you got a shot on him?
That's a good question, because now I don't remember how aim works.
Right. Aiming is... I was just looking at it.
Okay.
This afternoon.
I see an option here in my weapon.
Right. So you get a -8 to your shot, and you're basically calling your target head.
Oh, that's right. The aim is and I think when we were talking about this, like aim, you would think would mean like you're steady your fire or whatever. But no, it's like I'm gonna shoot this guy in the nuts to shoot his wiener off.
Right.
No. Let's see. So mechanically, like Singh's confident as hell. He's like, I've got the drop on these guys. I'm up overhead. They don't see it coming. This guy's wide out in the right out in the open. As far as mechanically, what is Sing looking like? Of course, I lost.
For those who don't know the system, one of the things I find that's really interesting is that it determines. It's very granular, well, not very, but it's granular, determining the difficulty value based on range.
Yep.
And so I really like that it's incorporates that per weapon. It's not just some broad.
Let's see. So I think, if I remember right, so if you can move 5 squares for your move, but you could move double that for yards, which means 10 squares equals 5 yards. Right. So your move is either. I'm just trying to think this out. Move as many yards as your move stat times 2. Oh no, that's yards up to your move stat. Or squares equal to your move stat.
Right. So you can move. So I have a move of 5, so I can move 10 yards or 5 squares.
Okay. So every square is 2 yards, is what that means.
Right.
Okay. So I am 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So I'm 24 yards away.
Okay.
So, and I have an assault rifle, so my DV is 15.
Right.
Which will be my reflex, which is 7. My relevant weapon skill, I'll have to look up, plus 1d10 versus that DV, which was 15. Or you can use, like, if someone's really reflexive, they can just try to dodge it instead of using the ranged, which
right,
this guy does not have reflexes high enough to do that. So it's a pretty, like, mechanically it's not the worst shot, but it also tips him off that someone's in here with an assault rifle. So Sing just chimes in again. You want me to take the shot?
Yeah, I was actually also looking at auto fire because he has an assault rifle.
Yep.
And at that range it'd be a DV of 17, so it'd be 2 higher. And you would really need to beat that difficulty value to, which is good because in real life you're not doing full auto at like real ranges. So let's take a single shot. I'm like, yeah, take him. Take the guy on the stage.
The guy on the stage or the guy that dropped down? The guy on the stage will be a little bit further, which is fine.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, take the clown.
Okay, take the clown. All right, so he hears that. Yeah, so if you do auto fire, you do a lot more damage, basically.
Yeah, which again is cool.
But then you also have to have a certain amount of ammo in your clip remaining, all that stuff. So my weapon skill with assault rifle was a shoulder arms. So I have, it should actually factor this in if I click roll attack and stat 7, reflexes, skill, shoulder arms is 6. I do have teleoptics.
Right.
Telescope in your eye up to +1 to single shot if greater than 50 meters away. Oh my god, meters to yards.
Wait a minute. It's meters on the skill, but it's yards in the book?
Yeah, that's what it says. Well, I have to be 54 yards away. It's almost 1-to-1.
Right. Okay.
So nothing
funny.
for that. I'm not going to spend luck. And then, I think I have a base like +1 from my teleoptics as well. Or something. Something's giving me a +1. All
nice. Right. Oh, shit. We should have done full auto. Look at that.
Oh, shit.
So for the listeners, yeah, he got a 10, which explodes, adds another 2. His total is a 26. He would have
26.
beaten a 17 by 9, and then you would have multiplied that by 2d6. He would have just eviscerated, but we didn't do that. So
all right, no aim shot, no auto fire. Oh, shit. So Sing pops up, and he actually takes his time. right? So he gets in. He's got a little scope on this rifle, but his like eye just like syncs up with the scope and makes like the adjustments. You know, like instead of adjusting for range or anything like that, it's all automatic because Cyberpunk stuff, right? And so how damage works in Cyberpunk is most people have armor, and the armor is going to soak all the damage that it can, and then the rest gets through. But what's kind of cool is like once armor is soaked, then it like starts to hurt your armor. Like once you bust through someone's armor once, then it makes it worse and worse. So
And that's how armor should work. You hear me, armor class?
so let's just say he hits him in the body. So 11 of that damage will be soaked. So he's got his 11 armor, which drops it down to a 10. So he's going to take 5 damage.
Okay. It's a start.
It is a start.
I confess, the 1 or 2 times I played Cyberpunk 2020, the original, I remember combat being super complicated and deadly. So I'm kind of curious to see how it plays out here. I don't remember the details very well.
This game is super deadly.
This
guy has a lot of HP, but you know, his armor is now 10, so everything above 10 is getting through.
Right, it keeps going down.
I only have 40 health points, and I don't know if I have near as much armor as that dude. So, I do have a shield, so I guess I got that going for me. But nice. Okay, so the guy on the stage hears the shot ring out, and he turns. I think the first thing he does is he immediately like does this cool like roll over the drum set and takes cover behind the drum set, and he has pistols. And he will roll. And he just sends a couple shots up towards Sing that cause Sing to dive for cover, but nothing hits.
Yeah. And then one thing to remember about the system for the people that don't know is that cover is cover. Either you're covered or you're not. There's no, is he partial? Is his elbow sticking out? I think it's pretty like 0 and 1, right? Like cover is either yes or no.
Yeah, and then it also has to be something that takes a bullet.
Right.
So, like, I'm just behind, like, a decorative, like, railing at this point. Like, Sing just ducked down so they don't see him as well. But for, like, mechanics purposes, I'm not... What you're supposed to do is, like, it's supposed to have HP, and then if it drops HP, then it's destroyed, yada, yada, yada. So I'm not, like, getting into that. Like, if Sing really wanted to get in cover, he could, like, duck behind a couch or something like that.
Got it, right. Okay, nice.
Okay, so at the same time as that guy takes his shot, another one of the security guards, like, come charging up towards the clown. And the security guard is, like, holding, I don't know, some, like, outdated ancient weapon that maybe is part prop, but part he's just trying to do his job.
Right.
He will roll. And as this guy comes down the stairs, the guy, it's not a lethal shot, but like he clips him in the leg, and this guy, this kind of vamp security guard, kind of falls down the stairs. And like his weapon goes scattering and stuff, and he starts like crawling for it. And it will be Ellis's turn.
Nice. Okay. Do they still seem kind of preoccupied?
The clown seems preoccupied by the guy that just came down the stairs and was like holding a weapon that kind of skirted away. The monk looking dude is behind the drum set, but has Sing kind of pinned down in the sense like that guy is peeking up over the drum set, and Sing comes in and he's like, well, I think they know I'm here, as like the clown is like bleeding from his forearm or something.
All right. I'm like, yeah, just keep him pinned as long as you can, man.
Yeah, I'm doing what I can.
And so with that, I continue to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I make my way down the stairs.
Okay. Do anything else?
Let me see. So 5 meters. So that would be about 10 hexes, 10-ish, 11 hexes. My shot. I can move and shoot, right?
Yeah.
I'm a little nervous that.
Let's see. So how many squares was it? It was 3, 6, 10 squares. So that's 20 yards.
Yeah. So I'm looking at the. Looking for the DV value. Whoops, sorry, I'm making a lot of noise.
What do you have? Pistols?
I got a very heavy pistol, and I'm looking for the range table.
Page 173.
173 for a very heavy. I guess it's just pistols. They don't delineate it. So that would be a 15 DV. So let me see. 15 DV.
That would be a 20 DV, right? You're 20 yards away.
Oh, right. 20 yards away. Ooh, that's going to be a hell of a shot. I don't know if I'm ready to take this shot.
Let's see, what's your reflex? 7?
Reflex is 7. My handgun skill is 12. So I'm starting with a 19, right? Is that the idea?
No, you're starting at 12.
Oh, starting at 12. I'm sorry. Right.
Your reflex is
6.
That's
Okay,
right.
so I'm starting with a
your
12.
Base 12. So you need an 8 or higher to hit.
On a D10. So that seems a little out of...
So you can move further, right? Like you have...
I can do a double.
Yeah, you can do dash. Is that what it is?
It might be. I get all these systems confused, but that might be the name. Yeah, I'm going to go another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, you know what? Actually, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let me move back. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start making 1, 2. I'm going to start 3. I'm going to sort of try and stay close to the stairs.
Okay.
Not the stairs.
So like you're
the
across
seats.
from the guy that like collapsed on the ground.
Okay, so there is a dead body near me now.
Well, the guy. Well, there are dead bodies, but the guy that just got shot that was going after the clown. Like the clown hasn't seen you because he's basically looking like due north, if you will.
Got it.
Towards the top of the screen because another like security or like stagehand or something like that came out to try to do something, tried to be a hero.
Got it. Okay, cool.
All right. So
yeah.
So Singh pops up and he's like, "All right, now's your chance," and he'll roll. I think what he does is he goes auto fire.
Nice.
My auto fire skill. Oh no, I have no auto. I don't have the auto fire skill. I'm taking one shot. He's a one shot man. 18 at 15. That's gonna hit. Target. 12. So 2 of that damage gets soaked, or 2 of that damage gets through.
Okay, and then it goes
which again continues to drop him down to 9.
Nice.
So he took 7. No. 28. 35. Okay.
All right. So one of the things the rulebook talks about, hey, grenades can be really useful. Now I'm starting to see why.
Yeah.
All right. So Singh went. I sort of moved. Is it up to them now? Are they still entangled?
Oh yeah, up to them. So the guy behind the drums, while he sees me shooting the clown, and so he runs 2, 3, 4, 5, and he starts pushing people down, and maybe he uses like a couple of the people as like taking cover behind them, and he will roll. All right, 7 plus. Holy shit. 22. So then he's gonna roll. Oh, what's the rate of fire on my? Probably just 1. Yeah, rate of fire 1. So if you have rate of fire 2, then you get to fire twice. What is that? That's 6, 9. So he puts a pretty good shot in towards Singh. And I don't have my shield out. Do I have any armor? I don't see anything that's giving me armor. Yeah, I just have the bulletproof shield, which I don't have out, so I take all of that.
Ooh.
Okay. Oh! You just hear it over the comms.
Stay on target.
The clown, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and just goes point blank on this guy that came down the stairs. And you see him, the audio suite kind of mutes out the volume. You see him like pick his up by the head, and like you see him say something, but you're not able to pick it up in time. And then he just executes the guy.
Ooh, that's not cool. All right. So I guess I'd be, is it back to us or is that?
Yeah. Sorry, back to you.
Okay, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4. So he's 6 hexes away, which would be about 12 yards.
Yeah.
But I can move and shoot.
Yes.
But I feel like at some point I'm getting to the point where I'm going to start drawing attention. I'm getting so close that he's going to spot me and I wouldn't have cover. I'm going to take 2. I have a rate of fire of 2. I believe I have a rate of fire of 2 with my very heavy pistol.
Nice.
I believe. Rate of fire of 1. My heavy pistol has a rate of fire of 2. Well, shit. Maybe I take 2 shots with my heavy pistol.
Nice.
Let's see. Click to view this item. Nope, that's not what I want to do. Control click to send a chat. Roll an attack. Here we go. Yeah, so just in case it matters, I'll target and then I'll roll an attack. And see how this goes. Okay, Art hits new hearts. I hit it with a 13, which is 2 over. Roll damage. Here we go. I do 11 points damage. Now, you might be able to apply the damage to the clown. I don't know if it does it automatically.
I don't think I have his armor in there.
Okay. So I'll let you calculate that.
Okay.
And for the listeners, the system, tracks ammo, just decreased it by 1. You can automatically apply damage if you want. It's a lot of nice automation. Yeah, so, and I guess that's my first shot, so I get my second shot now. If it's okay to roll that.
Yeah. Yep. So with rate of fire 2, I was just reading that you can actually, you can move, fire, move, or you can shoot, fire, shoot, move, shoot, and stuff.
Oh, right. Yeah, you can sort of split it up, right.
Yeah.
Woof. 8 over. I don't know if that matters, but...
No.
It would if it was auto fire, but it's not. So let's roll some damage. Another 12 points of damage.
So he's starting to feel it.
And then maybe what I do is, so I take my shots and then maybe I sort of duck into cover, between the seats.
Nice. All right. So Sing takes a shot, but he sees you going after this guy, and he pops up and 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. Yeah, he'll. Interesting. He'll kind of crawl a little bit to just move position, and then still focus on the other guy, or the guy that he's been focusing on. So he'll move a little bit closer. He will then right there, and then Sing will. Let's see. It says my DV was 17. My DV was 15. I don't know where it picked it. Oh, because I don't think it's picking up the range.
Got it. Yeah.
If you have an assault rifle, if you're point blank range, it's harder to hit.
Right.
So clears it by 1. So I'll roll damage. And this whole time, oh baby,
oh nice,
18 damage.
Very nice.
So Singh hits him like right now. A lot of glancing blows have just been like pinging off his armor or whatever. Hit him in the arms, but this one drives home and connects quite well. Let's see. So it was 18, 12, 11. Just trying to get all the. 2, 7, 11. Okay, I'm set. Got it.
Nice.
All right. Let's see. That's I've had. So the guy in the hood, takes a few desperate shots at you, Art. 3, 1, 2. Let's see. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18. 18 yards. He's at 20. And the first shot like puffs through a chair next to you, and then he'll shoot again. And same thing. So he's just kind of spraying you, and he's what you see is he takes a shot and he hops up on the stage. He takes another shot, and then all of a sudden he just jumps through where they kind of tore through the stage, and he's out of there. The clown, on the other hand, turns to you and just starts laughing, and he fires a 4. And he is 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 yards. So that was a 15. So he hits.
Okay.
And he hits for 13. Do you have any armor?
I do. I have 11. So 2 are going to get through. My armor is going to go down to 10.
You got it. And then here's his next shot. Oh. And here's his damage. Oh, shit. Oh. 12, because crit's there, right? With the 6.
Oh, right.
Is it? You just rolled a 1, 6. Let's see, 3d6. Rolled. Okay. This is going to hurt. 15, 19, 23.
Okay. So 12 gets through.
Right? Because the critical damage just keeps exploding, right?
I believe so, yeah.
Let's see. I should know this. But anyways, yeah, I'm almost certain it's 12 because that's what happened on my roll there. Because I roll, how much do I roll on my assault rifle is, oh no, my assault rifle is 5d6 of damage. Don't take that much damage. I think that's just showing you that I rolled max. No, 6, 12, 15, 17, 18. Yeah. Don't take that much. That's wrong. Take 15. So you take 5 and drop your armor down to 9.
Got it. Okay. So not, well, what did I, 30. So I'm down to 33. Okay, cool.
Yeah, sorry.
No problem. And then, yeah, I got to drop my armor down to 9.
I'll have to look that up about damage. I don't think damage crits. But I'll figure that out another time.
Yeah.
Okay. Over to you.
So just real quickly, how do I change my, I know how to lower the overall number. How do I make it like 9 out of 11?
Let's see. Let me go to your character sheet because I don't have armor. I think you just set on your armor.
Mm-hmm.
Can you not change the stats?
I can. Yeah, I wasn't sure if I can change it so it says instead of 11 out of 11, it says 9 out of 9.
Oh, you can't say it. Say 9 out of 11.
That's what I was trying to figure out. Oh wait, maybe it's the ablate. Let me try this real quick. 11. The ablation is 2.
Yeah, there you go. Try that.
There we go. Yes.
Yep. Nice.
Got it. Okay.
Cool.
All right.
Over to you.
Man, let's see. With my gun, what am I working with? I'm working with a starting skill of 12. I'm trying to think. So I was contemplating doing a leg shot, but even if I get up his nose, I'm still working with a 13 DV. And then you're going to get a -8 in your roll. So, and what's my skill? My skill is a base of 12. So maybe that's not the worst idea in the world.
Well, that makes you a base 4.
So it'd make me a base 4, and I'd need to beat a 13. I'd still need a 9.
You get closer to him, right?
Well, that's even if I get closer to him, I'm working with a 13 DV. So it'd be a reach. You know what? I guess what I'll do is I'll just pop 2 more shots. Hope I get lucky. So again, still targeted. I'm going to take my heavy pistol and get 2 shots off. Going to roll the attack. I do hit. Let's roll some damage. Can I do it from there? I do 7 points, which might not get through his armor. Okay. Second shot.
Okay.
Again, it's a hit. Roll damage.
Nice.
14.
Oh, baby. There you go. Okay. Yeah, he's really feeling it now. You just see like the bullets are getting through, and we both see it. And Sing pops up, he stabilizes, and you know, Sing's been hit kind of significantly. I guess we both have.
Yeah.
And he says, I'm gonna drop this fucker.
Nice. Oh, nice. Very nice.
Hits. All right, so this guy goes down. Singh calls his shot, nails him, drops him, and do you have the ability to see in low light?
I don't know if I do. Let me double check really quickly, but my guess is no. I don't have anything going on visually, just hearing.
Okay. Yeah, so all right. Singh says, I'm coming down to you, and all of a sudden then the lights in the hall go completely black. And Singh calls out. He's like, I'm picking up a lot of bodies. And they're all like streaming in through the back. And like maybe they finally part the crowds at this point. Like the more and more gunshots, like more and more people, they're not dying, they're just like taking cover. So like the exits, maybe they finally open up, or maybe people finally part through. And he's like, these guys are armed. Just stay still. And what you see, Art, is just all of a sudden you see dozens of red eyes appear and start moving through the dark. And you see some of them kind of go by where there's like dead or wounded bodies. And then you hear, as your audio suite kind of cancels out some of the background noise and the screaming and the shrieking, you hear like the squeaking of bat noises and like a flurry of wings. And there's a puff of smoke and some light comes on. And standing there next to the clown on the ground is a figure wearing all black. He's got black hair, and he looks like what's his name? I'm gonna look up. Do you know who Bela Lugosi is? The guy that played Dracula.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Yeah, he looks like Bela Lugosi.
Nice. Very nice.
And dramatically, this douchebag, kind of like turning to no one, says, "My production is in shambles. My children are dead. I am beside myself with grief. All of you, leave. I need time. Bury me with my dead. I may summon you here again, but now is not the time. There will be no retaliation. Leave now before I change my mind." That's where we'll fade to black tonight.
Very nice. Nice. Just for clarification, is he like standing over the clown and just like...
Yeah, just monologued over the clown while there's like dead bodies around, and like you see like the lights are only on him, but like you can now kind of see like the people that Singh was picking up are moving around to like either treat wounds or start carrying away the dead.
Nice. Okay, cool. Yeah, and all right, yeah, that's a very good place to fade to black. I like it.
I really like the combat mechanics of this.
Yes.
Like there's still a lot to learn that like I need to get down. But just the granularity of it, I actually like that, because it's always like you talk about it sometimes when you're playing like D&D 5e, right? Like, oh, what if we do track arrows this time? But the fact like this has it built in where you just hit fire and shoot, and the fact of like reloading is a mechanic that you would have to do, or the fact that if you're going to auto fire, one, you need the skill to make it worth noting, and also you need to have at least 10 bullets in your clip left, or
Right.
you can't do it.
Right.
So I kind of like that.
I'll be curious someday. Add it to the list of Damn Fine Coffee topics. I'll be curious to hear if VTTs have helped your role playing, or if you feel like it hinders your role playing, or because I have thoughts, but I know that my thoughts might not be what a lot of people think that play role playing games. But yeah, and I think as far as I'm concerned, what I really love, I love that sort of Goldilocks combat, ones that are granular, but they sort of design it in a way that you don't feel all of it. You know what I'm saying? Like all the detail is there, but you're not like, okay, holy shit, I need to advance squad leader page 137, and then there's 17 modifiers, and then I want to, just quit the game entirely. It's one of the things that really drew me to Savage Worlds. One of the things I really like about this is that I feel like there's granularity there, but I don't feel like it drags. I don't feel like it takes forever to understand. I feel like it's a really sort of well-designed, sweet spot.
It's not quite Pathfinder, and it's not. See, I like that as well. I like that. I like having again, even if it's illusion of choice, like there's all these things we could be doing in combat. We could try to be grabbing human shields and shit like that. We're not always going to do that, but it's there. And then I like the granularity. We've talked about this when you were considering Harn for M Space, right?
Mm-hmm.
The players, there's a level of rule understanding there that the players need to have that maybe they don't need to have there. I like that in systems, and I'm all for like buying in on it. Like, I actually think that Harn's combat was so interesting. Harn is what we started with, right?
Mithras.
No, Mithras.
Yes. Mithras. Yes.
Mithras. Yeah, like there's something there as well, where like even just your combat results have granularity into them, where they can doing well in combat then spills over to these other things, but you need to know what all those other things could be, even if the one thing you want to do is obvious, right? It's not too different than Pathfinder, where you can do 30 different things, but the thing you're going to do is going to be obvious.
Yeah.
This is under those two, I think, or at least in the combat results of Mithras. I don't remember actual like combat being too hard in Mithras, but yeah, I'm interested in this. I need to read up on criticals and stuff like that. But a very cool system.
Yes, very, very, very much enjoyed this. So I appreciate that you were running it. I know a lot of the burden of that's falling on you at the moment. So I
Oh
appreciate
no,
it.
no, I'm not worried about that at all. But it is like the one thing I'll say is it's not a bad thing, but like the range to hit as your difficulty. So like I'm thinking like how most systems would handle like if you're doing a long range attack, like you do a check against your skill, and maybe like in D&D you need to roll above a 15. But if you're doing like long range, then you're just going to apply a die roll modifier, right?
Right.
Whereas here, to like for it to be the value you need to reach, it's just a different way of calculating the same thing, right? That makes you take one more step. But sometimes I like taking those one more steps, even
Yeah.
if it's artificial or superficial is probably the better word. Like, really, I could just say, oh, your long range, roll your reflex plus your gun ability plus a D10 and subtract 4, and you need to beat 15 every time or whatever. Like, it's no different, but just like this other, like, ooh, I'm at 30 yards. That's going to be this if I fire this way, and this if I fire this way. I kind of like that.
Yeah, it was something I was doing this evening. I was like, okay, wait a minute. I'm at this range. Is it worth getting one more row closer to take a couple more off the difficulty value? No, I think I've got the shot, because how much I get over doesn't really matter because I'm not auto-fire. Yeah, there's all these like things going on in my head as I was trying to calculate my move, and I really enjoy that.
Yeah, it's cool. It's oh, DV assault, right? I think I just clicked on, I can set some, there's an option here to select the DV table to apply to measurements on like a token. So I think I could even be doing more things here with automation. I mean, it's not hard to count squares. It's not like it's we had to figure out what is two yards per square roughly based off the system rules. Once we had that down, it's not hard to double your squares, but there's probably more automation to be done here if we really looked into it.
Yeah, I was trying to trigger some of it by targeting, but I'm not sure if it did or not.
Yeah, target it, and then I set the DV value, and well, I just have to go. The other downside is like I didn't figure armor for NPCs. Like I got them in there and got them cards and stuff, but
Yeah.
Which that is a little cumbersome to like. If you don't have a piece of paper or a way to track that,
How to keep,
which is my mistake, is like, oh, there's a chunk of armor off. Oh, there's a chunk of armor off. And so at one point I had to go back and count, like, oh shit, how many times have I taken armor off?
right.
Because it matters.
And that's why I was kind of curious, like if we quote unquote applied the damage through the system, I'm curious if it would somehow automate, like, okay, you cleared his armor goes down by 1. I was curious how much it might automate if we applied the damage through the dialogue box.
Yeah. Well, that would require me putting in the armor, though.
Not this time, boys.
Nope, not at all.
But it seems like it worked just as fine. It wasn't too cumbersome to just go boom, boom, boom. And like you said, for that moment, you're like, okay, wait a minute. But I feel like overall, though, we don't need the automation to make this game playable the way like I felt when I was running. You mentioned Harn earlier. The VTT really helped in running that, where here I feel like, yeah, I mean, we could do it on our own.
Yeah, and you're kind of right. Maybe, I don't know how much I would enjoy. I've never played pen and paper without a VTT where I've tracked resources to that extent. Most of my RPGing has been a virtual tabletop. Like when my wife and I played Dungeons and Dragons, I didn't keep track of our arrows.
Yeah.
Like I say, I like it, but you're right. It's doing so much of the automation. I don't know. I think I would like it. Tough to say. I don't play a lot of gun games either. Like, I don't know how many times you've made me reload in M space, if at all.
Probably never, honestly. Now that I think about it. Yeah, it's something I aspire to, but I don't know if and part of it's because in my games, we play once a month and combat's pretty rare. And so I'm so hung up on like, remember the basics, like step 1 is this, step 2 is that, step 3 is this. And, just don't screw up the basics too much. And then afterwards I'm like, I forgot 3 rules. I didn't get that right, So, Yeah. Anyway, but I really appreciate it. This is really fun, and when the time comes, I'm happy if you want to switch it up. If you want to keep doing Cyberpunk, I'm happy to run some stuff, or we could find something else if there's something else, creating an itch that needs to be scratched. But I've really enjoyed this so far. I appreciate this.
Yeah, I would like to see this kind of do Cyberpunk Red and like stretch its legs and get away. Like we were just looking for something to run.
Right.
When Cyberpunk, I got all horned up for it, and that's why we're using the pre-made. And again, we've kind of tweaked it, but I would like to see it stretch its legs and be its own thing. But there's still so much for me to learn about what its own thing without a pre-gen scenario would even look like. But that's neither here nor there. Keep exploring it. Folks, that's going to do it for us. Like and subscribe, share the podcast, do all of the things. We're on Twitter, we're on X, we're on Blue Sky. There's a link down to the Discord down in the show notes and all of that good stuff. We appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you very much, Matt. And looking forward to getting back to this.
Yeah, thank you, Art. Have a good night.
Good night. The music during the RPG session in Foundry was provided by the Foundry module Tabletop RPG Music and composed by Ian Fisher. You can find his Patreon at www.patreon.com/tabletop RPG music, all one word.